All right.
Yeah, it feels like dog biscuits, and I'm a dog. Like it's extremely addictive, yo.
I mean, like I've eaten a dog biscuit before. I wasn't too proud of it, but I did that.
How was the experience?
What was that?
How was the experience of doing that?
Kind of nasty, to be honest.
So we're live right now?
We are live. So YouTube is live, but it's not. Or YouTube is recording this. Twitter, we're live. Twitch, we're live. And I'm trying to get the Facebook set up. And then we will be good to go. I'm gonna probably. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna hit up social media real quick, and then we'll kind of send this around. I'm thinking we'll primarily use like Twitch to like answer questions and stuff. But I'm gonna send all the links. So let's see. Ask us questions on Twitch. All right. Cool. And then we'll kind of start things off in a couple minutes here once we get some people in. And then this will be kind of fun. This is number 1. And I don't know if you want to open up like a tab on your computer to check out the Twitch, but it's Phuture Collective on Twitch is where it's going to be. All right, cool. So we're live. I'm going to ping everyone. I think we're good. Okay. Cool. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I'm on Twitch. I'm looking on Twitch right now.
Okay, let me know if you see it working.
Yeah, it looks like it's working right now.
Okay, cool.
It's working right now. Yeah.
Okay, that's not gonna work. Yeah, okay, that's not gonna work. All right. Okay, we're just gonna do Twitch. All right. Boom, boom, boom. All right. We are gonna get started here. Boom. Gonna ping a couple chats. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, cool. So, let's see. We have DIVERSA in the house. There's one person. Yo, we're pretty full up right now. Okay. Let's see. People that are watching this after the fact, this is our first one, so bear with us. We've got some fun questions for you guys today. But for now, let's see here. I'm going to. I need to do. So wait, it's 9 o'clock by you right now, Kelvin?
Yes. Yeah.
Guess what time it is by me?
It's like 6.
It's 5:56, but you were close enough.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
cool.
8. So yeah.
All right, we got a couple people in here now, and we are going to get started with some questions. Oh, whoops! I need to fix my thingamabobber. There we go.
Oh, snap.
Alrighty. So before we go too deep, too fast, too hard, we're gonna get a few more people in here, and then we'll give you guys a nice little talk. Today's a good day. It's a good day to have a chance at a second beginning, a fresh start. You literally have full potential of anything you want to do at any time, and it's all a matter of you tapping into that, understanding that you can do anything. And
Yo, that motivated me just now.
I mean, it's true, man. It's such truth, and it's so easy to like forget about that. And that's like what I kind of want like everyone to remember, that you are full potential at any given time, at every moment. And it's hard to remember that because there's so many things in our life that cause us to be distracted or cause us to be unmotivated. But if you're able to unlock that mindset and find a routine, then you're literally limitless, and you have the full potential.
We definitely, like, by being born, we, like, answered the question of our potential, like, perfectly before even questioning it. Like, we're so perfect. Like, we do everything so perfect that, like, literally just talking about it, like, makes it better. Like, it's so crazy.
Yeah, no, it's nonstop. It's just, like, definitely kind of crazy, like, how nonstop it is. Trying to get you guys.
The fact that just resting heals us. Like, I like to think of things like physically, like as a physical reaction, just like the way we correct ourselves just by resting into like a state of like being in tune with nothingness. Literally, just tuning into nothingness corrects you. Like, it's like the way everything already is so perfect for us. Like, everything else is just a surprise, but backwards. It's so weird.
Now let's elaborate on everything else is a surprise but backwards. What I want to elaborate on that. So everything else is a surprise but backwards, as if like everything was supposed to happen when it happened.
Yeah, it's like it's hard to explain further for some reason right now, but yeah, like everything, like we surprise ourselves into learning about ourselves. Which is it's insane. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, I think it's because there's just like such constant learning, such constant growth and development that if you're in that mindset, you're gonna get so much out of your life. You're gonna get so much out of living. I mean, like living is the ultimate gift, the ultimate goal, just the culmination of everything we have. Like literally, evolution.
It's like, yeah, it's like not even a gift though. It's like the answer of necessity is our body. Like we needed to be born. Like with everything else that goes on automatically, with how outsideness focuses into itself perfectly. Like we needed to be that perfect to match up with it, and that's how we found ourselves perceptively, just by being a perfect focus that can focus into itself perfectly. Like everything, like sharing love and like sharing the feeling that we have inside ourselves, it focuses everything perfectly without like error. I mean, like there's some error, but like the error can just correct itself like automatically.
That's very beautifully said. It's just naturalness to the full degree of what being natural is all about. It's evolution, and but I kind of want to go a little bit deeper here and go into like how that's possible. Because like, say when the Earth was created and the first seed or the first plant was birthed, like, is it because there's a natural law of order with the universe that caused that tree to, or that seed to grow into a tree and cause that tree to grow branches and roots and bark to protect itself? Is it just like the way it is, or what created these like laws of the universe, these laws of growth and evolution? I think mostly evolution is what I'm trying to pinpoint.
I'm not sure about like how trees got there and stuff, but something feels right about how we find ourselves automatically as being born. Like finding yourself is the first thing you do.
I'm going to go live again on Facebook, so just a moment here. what'd you have for breakfast, Mr. Diversa?
I had like taquitos.
Taquitos? Like, dude, I haven't had those in so long. That sounds really good, actually.
Yeah, they're like ShopRite taquitos.
ShopRite.
They're like El Monterey like brand or something like that.
El Monterey. I know that brand, but I don't know ShopRite. Is that like just like a store over there?
Yeah, it's like in the tri-state area, like New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. Yeah, it might not be in New York or Connecticut. It might just be in New Jersey or something.
What's your favorite part about New Jersey? Before we go really deep here,
it's like country, but not. It's pretty weird here. It's like where I am in New Jersey. It's like it's like a cartoon or something. Like it's so like I don't even know how to explain it. You know? It's like the set for like a Disney show or something. Like,
so someone on Twitch.
Where I am, at least.
What was that last part?
Where I am, at least, is like just the right amount of nature.
I'm like, I don't think when you were here last time, I don't think we went to the big park, but I'm super blessed because I have so many trees all around me, like a giant park with like 10 miles of trails. It's super cool.
Oh, yeah, definitely Oregon is going to be like way better with nature than where I am, but like there's enough nature here for me to like tune in.
For sure. Yeah, that's what's so beautiful about nature is like it's pure naturalness. And we were talking earlier about how just the difference between like natural and fake, the difference between natural and man-made. Like you can look in your house and you can look around, like say you look at your oven and then say you look at a wooden cutting board or you look at some wooden furniture. And if you notice the difference between the oven and more natural materials, there is a difference there between what's natural and what's man-made. And if you hone in and focus in on the differences, you're able to see the world in a different area and in a different state of mind. It opens you up to what is, and the truth is nature. The truth is going back to our roots of why we were meant to be born, why we were meant to inhabit this earth. And over the last thousands of years, we've lost the roots, we've lost the meaning. And when you focus in on the difference between what's man-made and what's natural, you're able to see a lot more, like as far as emotions go. What would be a good segue into just the topic of emotions?
Well, yeah, definitely everything behaves according to like you can say something gets angry when it creates a feedback of like almost justice toward you. It's almost like lighting, like trying to destroy furniture causes splinters. And like, yeah, like different responses you get from nature definitely can describe like stories almost.
Because you've got like the element of pain, you've got the element of peace, you've got the element of bliss.
Yeah, we like what, as you've been saying, like we've been detaching ourselves from like nature, like the nature of things. It's so weird. Like you pick up like a metal rod, you can bend it in half. You can like chop it in half, right? And there would be like no like feel, like there would be no repercussive feeling from it. Like, you get me? Like, it's so weird.
So like, say if you were to like snap a branch, a wooden branch, versus bending like a metal rod. So there's like a difference there because the metal rod, there's There's
It also my bad on like cutting you off, but like
go on.
the fact that it's hard to tell now that you can't really snap a branch that's alive is pretty weird to me. Like it's way harder to tell that. Like you can't really light a tree on fire. Like you can't light the leaves on fire. Like our perception of destruction is completely distorted because of how the way like we built society right now.
No, that's such a good point because like there's so much more like impossibilities with stretching or with like breaking a branch that's alive versus breaking a branch that's been dead for even a couple days. Um, yeah, no, there's definitely something there because I think that that's just like how if you're living, there's forces to allow you to live versus if you're dead, you've already come and gone, and the universe wants to use whatever you had before, wants it to be available. No, I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, it's definitely like it's kind of like a purgatory. Like naturally, like just saying it naturally, it's kind of like a purgatory that we put ourselves into. But like we know what we're doing according to like what we want to achieve. Like we have a grasp on like we have enough of a grasp on reality. Like we're built to know the feeling of like we're built to feel reality. Like the way we're realistically designed is for the most realistic choice to feel right.
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
and
it just
we're definitely like able to like become a lot better with like society. Like I don't want to say we're like too bad right now, but like we're definitely gonna be able to become more natural once we realize everything about it.
and I think like we've talked about this before, but multiple like Buddhist leaders or multiple monks, multiple spiritual leaders that I've followed in the past, they've gone through these bouts of decades of silence or decades of not having any material possessions, and I think it's because there's so much contentment with just being present and knowing what is. And while we don't have to go full blown and get rid of all of our resources and quit eating and drinking anything, that there's a common balance there. And I think if you're always grateful of what you have and what you're experiencing, that gratitude is enough to amplify you into the awareness of being grateful for the present, being grateful for what you have. Like we can have our metal tables and our non-natural furniture and be totally fine, but I think we need to never really take stuff for granted and be as grateful as we can as often as we can, because gratitude is such a beautiful force that literally works with karma to give you more, let you have what you have.
Oh yeah, gratitude is like we're able to create nature with our feelings, like toward each other. Like gratitude it's such a natural feeling. It's almost like it's almost like not even original, but according to nature, it's good enough to just be there forever. It's so ridiculous to me. Like you need to become worthy into gratitude, but it's still extremely natural.
I think it's kind of like life has a series of levels. Life has a series of like experience that it's recommended that you go through to get to those next levels. And I don't know if kids can be that grateful. Maybe that's why we try to teach like our children to say thank you. Um, Maybe that's been for a long time, but I feel like you have to be at a certain level to grasp different emotions and grasp different elements of harmony and gratitude and acceptance. And you're not really going to have acceptance until you've suffered. You're not really going to find peace until you've suffered. You're not going to find bliss until you've suffered, because for there to be darkness, there must be light. It all goes hand in hand. And I think the easiest way to say that is just yin and yang. Yin and yang.
Yeah, yin and yang definitely teach into each other. Yeah,
100%.
there's yin in yang and yang in yin.
Yeah, no, 100%. They're like tied in so well together. It's not even funny. I'm gonna try to give you. How do I give you like? Is there a way to give you? Oh, mod. Okay, you're a mod. Wonder how to. All right, you're now a mod, DIVERSA. Congratulations, you've made it. You've made it. I'm gonna try to get some more people in here. I'm surprised there's only 5 people. I want more. Maybe that's my greed, but.
It's not saying I'm a mod.
Oh no.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's see here. Dude, my computer runs so slow when I'm like streaming. It's kind of weird, but I will take it. Alrighty. So staying positive. I was really hoping we could actually go over this question, because I'd love to hear what Diverse has to say. I've got a couple tips though myself. My number one way, and I'm sure I've told you guys this before if you've been in the Future Collective Discord, and that's really about focusing on at least 3 things you're grateful for every day. So you wake up, think about 3 things you're grateful for. Maybe it's your fingers. Maybe it's the fact you have a pen to write with. Maybe it's your soda water. Maybe it's your friends and family. For me, it's always like music, my community, more music, friends, family, food. Sometimes it's little things like me having my e-cig to smoke on for no reason, but it tastes good. But that's a good way to like kind of like trick your mind to start working in the mode of positivity. But to go even deeper, like if you're not positive, maybe say you're in a state of constant negativity, of constant depression, you need to accept that, and you need to be aware of that. And once you're aware of that depression, once you're aware of the negativity, you can accept that it's suffering. And once you're experiencing suffering, you can understand that with suffering brings bliss, brings peace, brings experience. Um, it's hard to be happy until it's hard to feel heaven until you've experienced hell. Um, that's all I'm gonna say for now. But maybe Mr. Should I call you Diversa or Kelvin or K-pop, or what do you want me to call you?
Literally, call me anything.
All right, so anything, Mr. Anything. What do you have to say about staying positive?
The thing that keeps me going about like positivity is like negative is positively negative, and positive is positively positive. Like the positive factor of any expression is the feeling that you get about it. And like if you connect positivity with the positive factor of expressing it, it builds on itself perfectly, and it just feels perfect. But it's not the same with negativity. It's like positivity is more of a natural expression of physics. Like negativity is obliterated positivity, because I've explained this to someone before. Like a lie is negative reality. It doesn't really work. But telling the truth, it heals itself.
I can only agree to that, and I thank you. And it's kind of insane. I feel like the limit of positivity you can have is the same limit that infinite itself has. So like there in theory is no limit to infinity. But with positivity, I can't ever see that there's a limit there either. The only thing is that, what goes up must come down. So if you experience this heaven and the gates of heaven and this bliss, you can't expect to feel that forever, but you have to accept that it comes and goes. And when you experience it, um, yeah, just savor the moment as much as you can. It really comes into just the present moment and how that's all we have. And being here and now um, alleviates depression, it alleviates anxiety. Being depressed is thinking about the past. Being anxious is worried about the future. So for me, I went through a lot of panic attacks like a year ago, and it was really just me worried that I was going to die, me worried that I was going to have another one, and that worrying is what caused all of that. Whereas if I would have just accepted, like, okay, my heart's beating fast right now, it's going to go away, I'm fine, then that that technically alleviates it. Um, Yusuf on Facebook says, "Are you guys all smoking? This sounds like stoner talk." I'm actually extremely sober. I haven't had a beer yet today. Um, Diversa, what about you? Are you sober? Are you smoking?
Yeah, I'm like super. So I'm like the most sober person like ever. Like,
No,
like
I'm like,
I smoke weed just to get sober.
I'm quoting that, but no, I know what you mean. Um, I feel like actually like extraordinarily sober right now, just because of like
The
how
thing
I'm.
with that is, huh?
Oh, I'm just saying I feel like extraordinarily like sober because of like just what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm always feeling like that. Like I always feel extremely sober. Like I think about the weight of reality a lot, and like how grouping every possible way you can feel about it into one feeling, you can always like it's just it's how you can bring up the word infinity as a feeling, but you cannot grasp it. And like I definitely like feel the weight of reality as something that wakes me up rather than like is chirpy. Like it's it's a very like I've never said it in that way, so it's like really it's waking me up. Like I don't know why that does that so much to me. Like what I talk about, like what I expresses itself more as I explain it into me, and like I get affected as I'm saying it.
Yeah, just like I don't have too much to say on that except it's beautiful. It's exponential. And I think that's like the way the universe works, like with the Fibonacci sequence. It's just this perfect sequence of exponential growth that we see in nature that I think technically if you were to like line up our population in the right way, you would see that we're growing at a rate of the Fibonacci sequence. Our just everything has such perfect equations, which really gets me to like question like how we got here, but even more so than like how we got here, I think it's clear that we have laws of the universe that are applied to our existence, whether it's the Fibonacci sequence or how positivity amplifies itself, how suffering brings bliss, how yin and yang work. Like there's all these little laws, giant laws of the universe, um, and maybe it kind of calms people to not think about how we got here, but I still want to know all of the laws, the mathematical laws, the spiritual laws, the emotional laws, and I think the best way to do that is number one to have an open mind, and to get an open mind, you got to be positive, and to be positive, you got to be aware. It's like literally everything is so intertwined. It's beautiful, but it's mind-boggling.
Definitely, what your heart has been taught affects the way science is thought of.
The way your heart has been taught affects what science is teaching us. Or one more time.
Like your heart definitely affects the way you think of like knowledge.
Yeah. Well, it kind of goes into like what defines something as being true, what defines something as being false. I mean, in the end, you're the own dictator of that. Because say if there's like 1,000 articles that say that the moon landing, or say that there's 1,000 articles saying that the Earth is round, but you read an article saying the Earth is flat, you define your reality. Science can only do so much. Like proof is really hard to prove. Like I'm trying to think of something that's fact. Like
The way you feel.
yes, that is so beautifully said. The way you feel is fact. And I mean obviously people can kind of sway you one way or another, but in the end it's the way you feel, and that's where science comes into play. Science is there to help us judge how to feel. Whether that's right or wrong,
Like
I
you,
don't know.
you for sure know your feeling perfectly. Like you know the way you feel, and you feel about it perfectly. Like the way you feel is definitely like everything in your body, like saying what's up to you. Like
For sure,
you
it's
know,
awareness.
big ol' like self hug.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab a soda water or a beer, but keep these people entertained. Guys, go ahead and ask us a question on Twitch. We are here to answer anything you might be asking. Facebook as well. Feel free to shoot us a question. I'll be right back. All right, all right. Um, ooh, Diversa, what's your schedule look like? Did you already answer that?
Oh, my schedule is just like I sit like a rock in water and take life in, just like perpetually.
How long would you say you've been doing that for? Like, have you been doing that for like a year, all your life?
Probably like definitely more recently. Not really all of my life, but yeah, I've definitely been stripped down to like the core um, feeling of reality, and like not really trying to escape.
Is that scary in itself, or is it blissful in itself? Like,
It's honestly like it's very addictive once you like get the hang of it.
yeah, so we've got like a couple people, especially like on our Facebook group, that I don't know if you're here. I don't really want to say his name, but he experienced just a giant shift of reality that he couldn't really let go of for a long time. I wish I'll have to talk to him more about it, but he also experienced this alongside other people. But the shift was more so like, I guess, thinking that everything was an illusion and that there was no truth, and being very disassociated at times. And I feel like stuff like that is designed to test us, and it's easy to feel disassociated
Yeah,
because
definitely, because something that behaves based on the feeling that truth isn't real, that that's a very like that's the direct opposite of nature. That's literally the exact opposite of nature. And to be able to be shown what that's like to us, that is like the ultimate like blessing. Like we're able to be shown it just enough to realize how dangerous it could be if an object actually behaved like that. Like an object not based on truth, but only like based on the idea that there is no possible truth.
it's kind of scary, but at the same time, like, yeah, in the end, truth has such purity, but it's also like what you believe. And I guess it's a pretty good time to touch base on the placebo effect and how you are what you think. You define your reality. Your beliefs dictate what you can and cannot do. Um, of course, there's like laws of the universe, and if you're telling yourself that you can jump off a building 50 stories high and live, like I think it kind of intertwines with common sense. But in general, like you are what you think. Now, like I think you're the one who founded the title placebo effect, but this theory has been around for so long. Just it's also called like the law of attraction. But
I definitely didn't. I didn't come up with the placebo effect, but definitely like have talked about it in a way that like it definitely is what you think about it. Like the placebo effect is what you think about it.
I'll be right back. So just a moment. Oh, yes. Was that right? That's like part of the I'll take that down in a little bit. Guess who's back? Back again. Tell your friends. Um. So yeah, like if
Me.
anyone, what was that?
It's actually me who's back.
But I'm back. Are you? You are me, and I am you. Plot twist. Um.
Up. Period.
So Blizz, we have a chat that says believing in placebo is placebo itself, and that's what makes it beautiful. Yeah, I mean that's true. And well, I don't know actually, because like say you believe in the placebo, if that becomes your reality, that is the truth. It's no longer a placebo. It is what it is. So like the placebo effect literally turns thoughts and ideas and feelings into reality. Like one of my
What?
favorite examples is Jim Carrey. When Jim Carrey, like before he was in The Mask and Dumb and Dumber, he wrote himself a check for $1 million, and he looked at that check every single day. A year later, he had a check for $1 million, and I think if I'm correct, he never cashed that check. Um, I don't know if that part's true, but yeah, it's like whether you want money, whether you want peace, whether you want love, think about it, feel it, meditate on it. It's all possible.
Yeah, that's a cool story. Yo, I forgot what I was about to say. Hold on.
Take your time. We got plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Whatever you believe yourself into, you can go back to the original nature, the original state of nature, the most natural way.
It's so peaceful. It's just like it is what it is, and that's a very kind of like cliche saying you might say, but it it's the simplest way to put it. It's
Yeah, cliches are basically like the best teachers. Like it's even cliche to say that, but it's
oh, it's so far out. It's cliche to talk about how cliches are the best teachers, but no, it's true. What defines a cliche? We're getting off topic, but what I don't know. I don't care actually. Never mind. All right. Boom, boom, boom. It's cliche for a reason. Yeah, but like, all right, let's talk about cliche. Why is cliche cliche for a reason? Because so many people have said it. Because it's true. I think because so many people have said it, but
it's like one of those things that congratulates you at the end. It's like it's kind of like everything is like that naturally.
yeah, I know for sure. It's like one of those things that congratulate you at the end, for sure. Man, so we.
Like, in a way, like the yeah, definitely like the way everything tests us based on how we feel, how we will feel after everything like is done. Like waking up and realizing something that liberates you, like the way you can always realize something that liberates you is what I'm saying. Like you can always wake up and feel better from it. That's kind of like a cliche.
But it's also true though, because like there's been plenty of times where um, I've felt sick, or maybe I drink too much alcohol or smoke too much weed, and especially like with weed, like you sleep 99 times out of 100, you wake up and like you're normal, you're refreshed, you're better, and it's kind of interesting how sleep can alleviate that. Whereas like if you stay up all night feeling sick or feeling uncomfortable on weed, it's not really going to help that much. If anything, it's going to make it worse. Like sleep is such like a cure, and it's something we can do like every day. It's beautiful. But like, okay, so to talk about evolution. So evolution is why we're here. Evolution is what created so much of what's around us. And evolution is there to make us stronger, more powerful, make us live longer. Yet we still sleep after so many tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years being humans. We still have sleep, and I feel like sleep is kind of like, we waste like 33% of our lives sleeping. So why hasn't evolution come on to say like, yo, you guys don't need to sleep anymore? Because I feel like we'd be much more powerful if like we had 33% more life.
I feel like it's what we think about. Like I feel like a placebo effect could definitely like make us sleep better or not need sleep.
Now,
like I've definitely been sleeping better after like meditating on the deepest feeling possible.
because like how much would you say you sleep in a week or sleep in a day? For me, like I sleep a good 8 hours like every single day.
It's not that I sleep a lot, but the feeling of sleep definitely is like connecting into a better like feeling to me. Like I'm definitely like it's. I'm sorry, I just yawned. It like I'm trying to explain the feeling.
No, for sure. I mean, these are like pretty far out concepts, so we can't have like everything at the top of our mind. I mean, we can, but easier said than done.
Like sleep takes care of the deepest feeling that you can ever feel.
No, it's like complete refreshment, just like rejuvenation. It's kind of like being reborn.
That's a very good point. That is a very good point. We get refreshed by the deepest possible answer physically to the nature of stopping. That's literally like doom, but like in the way that it refreshes us like automatically. Like sleeping. Sleeping is literally you're doomed to sleep, but you're healed by it.
Damn. Yeah, that's so true. Now let's talk about Doom for a second, in case anyone like is like, why are they talking about doom? Doom is bad. Doom is death. Doom is not what it was originally perceived to be, what you might think it was before we're about to tell you. I'm going to let DIVERSA do the talking, but um, let's talk a little bit about Doom, and then we'll probably wrap this up in like 10 minutes, give you guys a chance to answer some more questions after this. Well, let's talk about Doom.
Oh yeah. Doom definitely. It enables better. Like when I say doom, I'm not talking about like death. I'm talking about like the way you find yourself. Like each time you look for yourself. Like the things that you're doomed to are the most natural things for you to be healed by. And it's actually like it accepts you the way, like, if you accept it, you just like move on with everything, like perfectly. Like you start like getting a better sense of life. Like you're just like it's harder to be distracted once you like accept the feeling of your life into like rest. Like that's what I think of, that's what I think of doom. It's just like accepting your life into a state of rest.
Which isn't like nowhere near the idea of what I was led to believe about Doom. Like when I don't know, when I was brought up, I always thought Doom was like end of the world, bombs are going out there, everyone's dying, there's an apocalypse. But no, Doom is peace.
I'm talking about like physical doom, like just the explanation of the nature of doom itself. Like it clarifies into like the way depth can never be changed. Like what you feel about depth can never ever be changed. And depth feels perfect and it does perfect things for you. Just because it's unchangeable.
Just kind of reflecting right now. I don't have too much to say in regards to that except thank you. I want to give everyone a chance to ask some questions. We got like, I guess 10 viewers right now, but these will all be posted later to YouTube and eventually on iTunes when we start our official podcast. So yeah, thanks for bearing with us and listening to us for our first podcast. For future episodes of Default Response, we'll talk about similar topics, hone in on how to get motivated, hone in on how to kill your ego and expand your mind, how to focus in on what's around you, feel the acceptance, become more aware. And this in turn will make you more creative, make you more inspired, make you feel the love that's all around us. And the more people that have opened up and become awakened, the better this world is going to be. Negativity has a place, but the only place negativity has is to bring positivity. So if you're already able to feel the positivity, let's feel the positivity. Brackett says sidelessness is a weapon of peace against evil.
Definitely. Yo, who said that?
Racket. RVKID. RVKIT. Do you guys know? Do you know him?
Oh, that's yeah, I know him.
Cool. Yeah, you guys definitely should know each other. Well, you guys actually live fairly close to each other, right? I think you guys are both in Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah, we should talk with each other. Honestly, like we should talk more to each other.
No, 100%, 100%. Like some of the things that like Racket tells me shows me that like he's completely aware and in the same type of thought process that would work with people being around like-minded people. Because like once you've opened up, it's hard to close yourself back down unless you spend years just completely unaware, which happens. All right, guys, a couple more minutes here. Let's go ahead and answer any questions we have. We got like once again 10 or 11 viewers, so if you guys have anything to ask us, like how to get motivated, how to make music, how to kill your ego. Let's drop it. Our minds are open right now, and we're willing to give all of that openness over to you. So if there's any way we can help or any questions that are on your mind, let us know. Yeah, let's do it. But I think I think we covered a fair amount of topics today, so I'm pretty satisfied. Um, yeah, so I don't know if we'll do these every Monday or a couple times a week, every couple weeks, but stay tuned. We'll keep posted, and we're definitely gonna do this again though.
Yeah, this was pretty good.
Yeah, no, definitely a nice little introduction into some topics that need to be discussed for sure. Um, but yeah, guys, give you guys like one more minute to ask us some questions. Otherwise, stay tuned for the next one. Once again, this is Default Response, episode number 1. Expand your mind, kill your ego, heal motivation, become positive. There's hope. Hope. What about hope? Is hope? Does hope have doubt, or does hope have confidence?
I don't really like hope for anything. Like, I'm pretty satisfied with what usually happens. Like, I can't really like tell much about hope.
See, like I'm at such a catch-22 between that. Um, just because of like my my years possibly doing psychedelics or my years expanding my mind, a lot of that has showed me just to be content and be accepting. Um, but yet the music collective, the record label owner in me, has this drive that can't be satisfied with what is and needs to keep on pushing. So it's very interesting for me to find a balance, um, just because if I accept what is, I'm not going to grow as fast, and I know I need to grow. So I think for me, in order for me to continue growing and needing more, I just need to be grateful. And as long as I'm grateful, I feel okay with asking for more because I'm grateful the whole way through, and it kind of works alongside one another. Um, okay, so we've got a cool one here from Sinara. How to keep making music if your environment starts to change without isolating yourself. Um, so you're wondering how you can keep on making music without isolating yourself if your environment starts to change. So say you move into a new place, move into a new city. Um, do you want to start with that, Kelvin?
How to keep making music if your environment starts to change without isolating yourself.
Yeah, so like if you move into a new city, I mean, I feel like that would just make me make more music because I wouldn't know too many people in a new city.
Definitely, the connection between the way you structure your songs and how you explain your own feelings, like how you explain how feelings can connect to each other. Like you can be motivated by the study of how like expressions link to each other through the feeling that they create within each other and how they interact with everything else that like you need, basically. Like your feelings interact with what you need, and like definitely studying things like that can help you stay motivated in making music in different ways.
I would have never thought of an answer like that. That makes sense though. And yeah, I think just like not having fear, not worrying about. I think it's just being accepting of changes. Like changes bring success, changes bring growth. It's when you're at a standstill that you're not improving. So like moving, changing, um, that's all there to help you grow. Like I firmly believe that everything happens for a reason. That coincidences can occur, but at the same time, it was supposed to be. Like I believe synchronicities are there to kind of like show you you're on the right path. But yeah, accept the change, and it's all about the drive. Write down your goals. What do you want? How many followers do you want to have? countries or states do you want to play in? Who do you want to hear your music? And if you have those goals on lock and you're looking at those goals every day, you're not going to worry about like making music because you're just going to do it because you've got those goals like on your mind of like where you want to be and what you want to do and how you want to do it. All right, guys, last chance for a question until we get back to you guys for default response number 2. I'm going to end our Facebook stream here. Thank you, Facebook. And yeah, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to drop our SoundCloud links inside of the Twitch description. Be sure to follow us if you're not already somehow. And stay tuned next week or soon for default response number 2 with myself and DIVERSA. Anything else you want to say before we close up here, bro? What are we popping? I'm popping life right now, dude. I'm popping life. But cool. Thank you guys so much. Kelvin, you want to say anything before we go?
My goal is to understand instantaneous achievement. You get that?
I'm thinking about it. So the aspect of like having an accomplishment that makes you instantly feel fulfilled and self-satisfied.
Yeah, just absolute default nature.
Yeah, well, that's beautiful. That's. I feel like that might take some time. It's possible, but like once you have that unlocked, then in theory you should be able to unlock that at any time, and that's such bliss right there.
Yeah, just instant gratification that you can express like forever, like for the rest of your life to anyone. Just like making people feel good about like the way you're radiating.
Whew. Beautiful. Well, thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys very soon. Have a wonderful day. Much love, much positivity, and look around you. Default response. Take care.
Yeah, see ya.
Bye. Uh-oh, it doesn't want to stop. Come on.